We have to change the graphic again. Take off the A and the E. Thank you, Roy. Yep. I'm fixing the graphic.
And welcome to the $25,000 added Ohio Open. It is the second day of the fourth U.S. Pro Billiard Series event, sponsored and presented by CueSports International and Predator. 60 players starting out this event. We are in the second round. And this is being held in conjunction with CSI League Ohio State Championships. We're at the Roberts Center in Wilmington, Ohio, the place to be for pros and amateur pool. The game is 10 ball. And we have Aloysius Yapp and Ernesto Dominguez on the one-loss side. Both players lost their first match, and they find themselves locking horns right here. This is George Teja and Jeremy Jones bringing you the live action here in Wilmington, Ohio.
And a pretty square hit on a what looked like balls flying around, but nothing went down.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little look at the one for Ernesto, but nothing offensive.
Kind of see that cue ball going over behind the 6-9.
Yeah, he may run it all the way back down table. It's kind of up to him. I like the 6-9. It's easy. Oh, that's going to be way
he
light.
hit that way light. Yeah, he did. Maybe stretching over the table a little bit. Got him?
Yeah, and actually, when I help people with their pool game, I preach not to overhit the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about putting extra into it, but I do tell them when you're stretched, you're not in your normal form, so you lose a little natural power, right? Yeah. I guess you say, but so that's the one time you may hit at the ball a little bit more.
Well, it looks like Aloysius is going to do about the same thing, and he hit it a little, maybe not.
Yeah, a touch lighter than he wanted, but
yeah,
we're going to see probably Ernesto kicks very well. Good three-cushion player, but you would think most would go to the jump cue here, right? Most of the younger guys.
Let's see what he does with it.
I think he's called the 10, maybe.
Well, he's kicking in that direction, so either called the 1 or the 10. He hit that pretty darn good. And look at his results. Nice speed. Everything about that shot was just experience.
Yeah, and if it wasn't a 10, if it was another object ball, you'd see a soft kick here on the 1 by Yapp, trying to lay the 1 on top of the other object ball, but with it, being a chance of giving up an early combination.
I think he has a chance to make this with a kick.
Yeah, well, he does, but I'm saying normally he wouldn't kick to try and make like a 1-6.
Exactly.
He would kick softly, right? Oh, he can see the top. He's playing safe with using the 8 and the 3. Yeah, nice shot.
I think I might choose to kick that ball regardless.
Well, I don't know.
Pretty wild, but
pretty
early.
high level pool we're talking about here, George. So
you're right, but that would have to tempt anyone.
Oh, absolutely. If he didn't have the top side, you were going to see him shooting at that with a lot of speed, trying to make that combo.
There's the nice kick. Again, experience. Sticking the cue ball, sending the 1 ball up, creating a little bit of distance. Catching a rail with an object ball.
Boy, and you really got to like this young man's mind for the game and his demeanor.
And his results.
Well,
we've been talking about him since Vegas.
Yeah, and I've actually kind of known it for a long time. I was around Aloysius a few different times in Dallas when he came to stay with a mutual friend of ours, and I saw that, like I said, mild-mannered kid that really, really humble.
Look at this. Whoa, he held it nice.
And trying to learn every time he could. But then also when you look at his technique and his form, it's just excellent. So there's just really no flaws, I don't think, both mentally and physically.
Well, when I was in Vegas, I asked him, I said, what do you do when you're not playing pool? Do you have any hobbies or anything? He goes, no. He says, I just play pool. And then I spoke with Mark about that, and Mark says, yeah, when he saw him in Michigan, he asked him the same question, and his answer was, what do you do if you play when you don't play pool? He says, I think about pool.
Yeah.
So what a response, you know. With me, he didn't have an answer. With Mark, he said, I think about pool.
Well, maybe that first question is the one that made him realize, yeah.
Exactly. Look at this. I thought he'd drill that.
Ernesto now with a nice open look, but elevated over the 6. He's got to put a lot of something into the cue ball to work it back over. So now he's going to play safe behind the 4-5, trying to maybe set up an early win on the 10. Oh, never mind. Great shot. Great shot.
And pretty good result getting that cue ball. Even after hitting the 10, he still came up for halfway decent position.
That's the only thing I see here for shape is the upper left if it goes by the 6, or the left side pocket. If he can screw the cue ball back 2 rails, I think he can get to the short side of the 3 for, if you're looking at the screen, the left side pocket here. He's got to hit about the first diamond before the side. Wow, he's called the 10.
I kind of like that because if the 2-ball escapes there, he's going to probably stick it behind the 4-5.
Yeah, what a shot.
Yeah, so I like that a lot.
Yeah, nice shot.
And got him the first game. Now, did Aloysius break that, or did Ernesto
Aloysius
break it?
broke.
Okay. Well, what a shot there. I was looking at that, and I said, I wonder if he'll shoot this, and because I could see the safety with the cue ball. What a shot there. And he recognized that 2-ball would go safe. Aloysius, good view of him sitting in there. Sharik Syed sitting right behind him. On the right there. They're very good friends. They're both from Singapore. In fact, I met them both together when we were in Vegas.
Yeah. Shark, who's won his first 2, needs one more.
Yeah, needs one more to get in the
final 16.
Sure does. In fact, he's the one I saw with that shootout we talked about with Kang Lee, and shot the spot shot just beautifully, just perfect form, perfect stroke, perfect tempo. Everything about it went real well for him. As did Kang Lee. He just missed one less than Shark did.
Now Dominguez breaking game number 2. From what I remember, he exclusively broke from the second from the side rail in his match previous on the TV table.
And that 1-ball flew one rail straight into the side, into the corner.
Yeah, he can get at the 2. I don't think he can make it, George. Maybe a soft swerve to make it with some right spin, but looks like the 5 has got him.
And maybe he'll play the 10-ball again and draw the cue ball behind the 7-9. I'm just teasing. After that shot, anything's possible.
All right, trying to hold it, though. And he's going to catch the 5. Now, I think Aloysius will take on this 2-4 combo. Too many ways to make it, with it being so close to the pocket. Can hit rail first, can hit the ball a little thin, a little thick. Well,
folks, this is 10-ball, 2 races to 4, spot shot shootout if each player wins a set. Keep in mind there's a 3-foul rule. The winner does break. 30-second shot clock with a 30-second extension. And he is taking on the combo, as Jeremy said.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind all these guys would take on this combo.
Oh, sure.
The key to this combo is you got to follow downward with the cue ball to maybe get a shot on the 2. The 2 should release one kind of way or another to the end rail. Whether he cuts the 4 a little, catches rail first on the 4. Yeah, like that. So he had to come down with the cue ball a little bit just to make sure, you know, if the 2 it lays on the top rail, he's got to make sure he can get some kind of shot at it.
And then you got a nice kiss on the 3 to end up dead straight in. I think he still would have been there, though.
Yeah, pretty open.
Yeah, it was
top end of the table there. So wants to get a little above the 3, probably looking to play. I thought he was looking to maybe play short side on the 5. Now he's a hair above it, so he's going to have to come 1 or 2 rails or play for the gap. I sure thought short side looked like the way to go, but young man has a great cue ball.
Looks like he's going to be going right to where he is now.
That's what I would do.
Inside, yeah, that's where I'd go.
1 rail. Yeah, just beautiful tempo with the stroke.
Well, Daniel Snyder, who defeated him last night, must have played awfully good because he just doesn't seem to waver from his game.
Well, it's all about taking advantage, right? We are playing winter break, so you can sit these guys down. A little light there. He wanted a little more out of it. So he may have to, if the 7 is kind of tight, I don't know what he's going to do here. Maybe come one row and collide into the 8 to try and hold the cue ball. I don't know.
Do you think he might cut this ball and spin over for the 7 to open it up? Or will he just play safe behind those 2 balls?
No, I think he's trying to kill it with inside. Cheat the pocket a little bit here. See where that 6 went in, which side of the pocket that 6 went in right there? That kept him from having to run into the 10 or the 8. So these guys will use the pocket. But one impressive thing that I see with Aloysius is, you know, a lot of players, they're very content when they're playing well. You know, they're having results. Why change things? He's not stubborn. He wants to be, if he feels like and somebody proves to him something is better,
he'll move.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I mean technique and everything. I don't just mean, you know, a break spot or whatever you might want to call it, or a better way to shoot a shot. I'm talking about the entire overall scheme of things. And that's really how you advance, kind of, you know, hard to say Tiger Woods next to anybody, but you know, in that regard, Tiger won a bunch of tournaments, and then he realized it was a better way to swing the golf club.
Well, we'll shoot this 10 ball right in, and then we'll take a break and come right back with more action with Aloysius breaking the balls. Well, Aloysius to break the rack here, and he has to win this match and 2 more, and he'll be in that final 16 and in position to repeat. Since he won the Michigan Open, that was the same Pro Billiard Series as this. Tied at 1, breaking the balls. Will he get a shot?
He's 2, it looks like. Thin cut on the 1. Got to make a decision. A little bit hampered cueing with the 3 there, but the 2 is hanging. I guarantee he cuts the 1 in. Otherwise,
otherwise, here he might choose different.
Yeah.
Because that cue ball, I'm not sure he can control that, and it's going to run into balls. It's traffic.
Yeah, if the 5 wasn't there, he'd bank the 1 down easily and use the a 7, 2, and 8, and so on, the 3 maybe. But if he banks it and, say, use a little high ball to one catches that 5, could be a problem. He's going to call it, so that means he's called it in the lower right, kind of where he's standing, so that tells me he's going to play safe, knocking the 1 away and trying to bring the cue ball up a little bit, mildly. Probably doesn't travel, but maybe a diamond and a half with the cue ball, something like that. Just he's so worried about this ball leaking out.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to come to the bottom rail. He'd love to get to the side rail. That would offer a lot better safety options, kicking and sticking. He's going to give up a shot. Really wasn't a whole lot of choices on which way to kick. Now, he was trying to just use that 1 ball, the 5, to come up on, but the problem with that was it was only 1 ball, so maybe kick with a little more speed next time, maybe trying to get a little more separation on the 1, taking advantage of the 7, 8, 5, 3 that are, you know, in the middle of the table. But is he going by the 2 here easily?
I think he thinks he is.
Yeah, it didn't look like it's that easy. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was very difficult. Now, lucky he didn't lose the cue ball in the corner pocket, huh, George?
Exactly, and he's also lucky he now has a choice whether to shoot this 2-10 combo. Will he take it on?
I don't think there's much choice unless he doesn't have a pocket for the 2, but Aloysius is too good with the cue ball and too good with the brain, I think, to not want to run these. Now, if it was much more risky, get in shape, the 3 was not available, maybe not a pocket for the 2. Can see him shooting that combo, but all right, drawn by this 7. It's a little touchier than it looks, especially with not a whole lot of angle, so can't afford to rub the 7.
Oh, he's got plenty of room to get by.
Yeah, but you see how he caught the point almost, right?
Yeah.
Just coming in at that angle because you can't stun as much because the 7's there. You put a hair more draw, you could suck it right into that side pocket. So it's much more of a touchy shot than it appeared for only a 1.5 foot of cue ball movement. Now in a great spot.
Nice control there.
Well, he ended up a little straight, so he's maybe can't work the ball to the rail. We'll see.
He's just going to go ahead and take this cut on this 5. Ernesto Dominguez, Silmar, California. You know, he's been married for 43 years. I don't know very many pool players that have been married for any length of time.
No?
No.
Well,
His 3 sons.
you got to get out and meet you some more pool players. So I can tell you, George, there's plenty of them.
Well, I've only been married. Actually, this is my 2nd marriage.
Nice shot there on the 5. Really nice control. Didn't baby it, but didn't bang it. All right, he's going to use 2 rails here with a little inside spin coming back for the 8 in the lower left, it looks like to me. Yeah, real natural, nice shot.
What I like to call a nice kill shot.
Yeah.
Billiard players like to use that type of a shot quite a bit.
Yeah, you just get a good feel for the speed when you're checking the cue ball like that. Because you can, it's almost like a drag stroke that me and Mark were talking about. You know, the ball is moving slowly, but you get to be aggressive with the stroke. So that's always a good combination.
Well, it's just a more natural delivery.
Yeah. And now for his first lead in the match.
And 2 in a row. I think the crowd's on his side. They'd like to see this young man come through this field and win those 3 matches that he has left to go to get to that final 16 and maybe go all the way and see him do it twice in a row. What do you think?
Yeah, why not? Easy guy to be a fan of.
Exactly. You know, the old saying, couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Guy we're speaking of on your screen. And actually, Shark sitting right next to him defeated Ernesto Dominguez earlier on the stream here.
Yeah. I think they went to a shootout, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, thought so.
No, they didn't. Shark defeated him 2 sets in a row, 4-1, 4-1.
Okay. Maybe it was Arizona I'm thinking of. Ernesto, he played a couple times on the stream there as well. Maybe that's where I remember the shootout. Now Aloysius staying to that center break. He's made some balls.
Good view of the happenings going on. Things have kind of cleared up back there. We were full earlier of all the league players. 40 tables set up.
Watch out, 10 ball. 8 ball track 4 rails. The 1's going to dress up nice for the side. The 3 goes by the 7. Like its chances to extend that lead, George.
Sure do. 3 goes by, like you said, yeah. And he has been one of the consistent players. We saw it all through Vegas. That when he's got an open table, he's worked well with it. He hasn't failed very many times.
Yeah,
and that's why he had the results he had.
Yeah, the U.S. Open stands out to me.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how well he played, just rack after rack, match after match.
Because, well, even in Vegas, he was 9th through 16th. He lost to Joshua Filler. And cashed $1,500 there in Vegas, and then he wins Michigan, and here he is.
Yeah. And he was runner-up in the Predator World 10 Ball, correct?
As a matter of fact,
I believe he was runner-up. Second to Kachi, I believe.
No.
Maybe he was third. No,
You're thinking of Oy. It was Oy.
Well, he finished third then.
Yeah, Yapp. He was in the semifinals. Yes, he finished 3rd and 4th.
Him and Johan Chua.
Yeah, he lost that tough match to Kachi.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Oy who also has made a lot of deep runs, semifinalist in the U.S. Open. Played great at the Texas Open. Still in this event, by the way.
And as I look at the bracket from the Predator, it was Chua and Oy that had that great match. Exciting shots to it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's looking good here.
You know, if you want to learn something about cueing and about how pool's played its best, just look how often it seems like Yapp is making the same stroke. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's very similar to golf when you get, in my opinion anyways, the better players, when you get in that zone or you're one of the top players, you know, you'd rather keep the stroke a little more similar and change the tip position a little bit rather than, you know, center ball and change the stroke all the time, right? So, like golf, you know, in theory, it isn't exactly like that, but we change clubs to change the shot. We don't change the stroke that often.
Correct.
Same thing in pool.
That's the one thing I find about golf that I guess is more consistent is that swing's always level, and the swing here in pool it can change. After this 10 ball here, we'll go to commercial break and be right back, and he'll be leading 3-1. Now Aloysius back to break the balls. This young man is playing a rival, Mr. Dominguez, that's 40 years his senior. Yapp is 26. And Ernesto is 66. At this point in time, he leads 3 games to 1. Another player from Singapore was standing next to Shark, watching this, and that was Lihan Yu.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him standing there with his mask.
Longtime best player from Singapore until Aloysius has come along, right?
Sooner or later, the young guns got to take over, don't they?
Aloysius and Shark.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have a choice. Did you pass this back?
I don't think so.
I don't either.
Yeah, I mean, I might not take on the offensive shot, but I'm definitely not passing it back, I don't think. Some kind of way I can figure to play safe, I would think, if I didn't like the offensive shot.
Well, if he rolls this, the cue's going to go a little bit towards the 9, and the 3 ball, if he misses and kind of comes out of the pocket a little, might play safe. And you still have a shot on the 2.
He's got a dead roll it. There's more angle there than you think.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it now. From
Kinda
when I look
at
at the
it,
table, I see more angle on the screen. On the monitor, it looks like not that much angle.
Yeah, he's sizing up the offensive shot. He could edge the 1. Try to run the cue ball back behind the 7-4-2. I know that's a lot of movement, but man, I think it's doable. He tried to play your shot, but he called it knowing, I think, that he wasn't really ever going to make it. Kind of like they do with a lot of the safeties, right? No reason not to call it.
Just in case. He's got a nice one-rail kick at it. That's where he's kicking to.
Yeah, he's not kicking underneath.
He's not kicking. He's not going to kick. Try to make it, huh?
I would kick underneath here. Yeah, I think that's, I mean, I think there were a lot of good things that could happen there. It may not work out, but yeah, he's going to give up a thin one, and maybe one that Aloysius doesn't even shoot at, but
well, we talk about being aggressive. You know, I kind of selected the kick shot to try to make the 1.
yeah, the long railer.
The long railer, because I thought that cue ball would end up between the 310 and have a shot at the deuce.
All right, makes that first shot and gets in line. That usually means a little trouble for his opponent.
Yeah, and actually here he can draw this ball. I think he's going to come into the 4, or is he too straight? I got an angle over here. No,
you
can't
may
tell
just
from here.
lightly draw off the 4, and you don't want to go crazy with the draw going into a ball. You could get behind the 8. All kinds of things could happen.
Well, no, I was thinking lightly, and he'll have just like that. If he would have caught that, he'd still have the shape on the 3.
Yeah, that's what I say. Just lightly
exactly.
into the 4. Now he'll move the cue ball, but I like the draw stroke. Looks like it goes right around the 9. He could follow as well. Looks to me he could draw the ball, though, right around the 9 to me, and he can be aggressive coming to the other end of the table. A little low and outside, just like that.
Beautifully done.
Yeah, just a lot less travel than the top English, right? So. Can he cheat it to get to the short side on the 5? Yeah, that's a great camera work there. Doesn't even have to really cheat it too much.
Oh, he's going to end up a little closer than he wants to be. Well, he's perfect. He's good.
Yeah, he's nice.
just effortless and in pretty good shape all the time.
Well, he's got a great process.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a fast player, but, you know, can't say everyone, right? But it seems to me the shot clock bothers him as little as anyone, right?
Well,
I mean,
he has no wasted motions.
right.
When you
Oh,
watch him walk
might
around
be
the
a little
table,
hot there. It's got to slow down a little bit. Should be fine.
you know, he moves around the table very efficiently. Everything is as you said, process.
Right.
It really seems to work for him very well. First set, and we'll be right back. Ernesto Dominguez to break the balls to begin the second set after dropping the first one, 1-4. Aloysius rather effective there in the first set.
And a 10-ball break.
That's the first one we've seen today.
Is it?
I think it is. We saw some yesterday, but I don't think we saw it. No, there was one today.
I thought there was.
Yeah, there was one today.
Sorry, folks. They run together a little bit.
Yeah. I think there was one that went around. The four-railer came around the set, and the 10-ball set up.
Yeah, the 2-ball came around and knocked
Yep.
it in, almost identical to yesterday, where we had somebody make two of them. Who was that, George? You're good at remembering that stuff.
Who made two 10-ball
It was an early
breaks
match
yesterday?
yesterday.
It was a very early match. Let me take a look at this here. I believe it was it Shane Wolford? No, it wasn't Shane. Evan Lunda?
It was somebody that won a match, that's for
Evan
sure.
Lunda.
Which, hopefully, if they get two on the break, they went ahead and went on to win the match. But
well, that went to a shootout against Shane Wolford. He goes to 5. Is it going to drop? No.
No, in a difficult rollout position here.
I'm wondering if he's just going to jump this ball.
True. He may improve it. He doesn't know Ernesto like we do, but Ernesto passed on a rollout on a jump shot that was pretty routine for these days. He's not a guy that jumps the ball that much. So if I know Ernesto's not going to jump much, I may roll on the 9 a little bit and just make the jump a little easier. Yeah, I think that's probably correct. I think he probably gets it back as well. And this is the dilemma with not being like in today's game where you know, really good at the jump shot.
And this is actually if you're going to have to jump a ball, this is one to jump.
Yeah, you got a lot of rail you can use to slide the ball in a little bit.
He gave it back.
Only about a third of the ball to go over, it looks like. Not a lot. So 9-ball, it does come into play occasionally. You can play a shot or a situation according to your opponent. Doesn't come up much that way. You better just be running out most of the time. But rollout situations are the one place you can really play your opponent a little bit more. And a great hit there.
Yeah. And we were expecting him to execute that shot.
Yeah, I didn't know he was going to hit it like he wasn't hooked, though. I mean, that didn't hit the side rail. It didn't hit the outer part of the pocket. It was just hit perfectly. So.
Well, it's just a testament to just how good these young guys jump.
Yeah, and, you know, obviously they all train at it. But, again, equipment is so good these days also.
Well, I totally agree there. And, you know, you walk into the pool room and you'll see several young guys doing nothing but jumping balls.
Yeah.
I think it's abusing the equipment, but they sure don't. And no
well,
one says a word about it.
Hey, do you blame them for practicing?
No, not at all.
Where else?
Not at all.
It's about the only place you can do it is on the pool table. Nice shot there, real heavy. Couldn't go forward because the 4 really impeding 2 rails out, right? So the thing about that shot that looks so nice is I love seeing the bigger stroke when the cue ball is moving slowly. Means the guys really know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. You know, one of my favorite shots is when you're kind of like straight into the ball and you want to move it forward about a foot. Is that stun follow?
Yeah.
That's just such a pretty shot to watch and execute.
Yeah, it's really a shot you have to get used to doing when you're a little distance away from the object ball. So that way you don't have to roll the ball. Some will drag the cue ball. That way it's sliding instead of rolling. It doesn't really roll off that way. Table has to be extremely crooked for the ball to roll off. So, all right. Fell a little straight there, but he should be fine. Anytime the ball's that close to the pocket, you can cheat it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and a couple people told me that Daniel just played really well, of course, and the shots after the break didn't really lean towards Yapp's favor in that loss last night, but it needs to go a little bit. That's going to get a little thinner than he wanted. And it's amazing to me, as great as everyone is, the mistakes are very similar. Like he was a little quick on the backswing there and then kind of let up on the downswing. Watch. You can almost see it here on. We have all kinds of little gadgets to look at that George brings
I brought
with
the
him,
electronics, the iPad.
Yeah. So, and that's the same with everyone. The only way to let up on the stroke is to have a quick backswing. And so none of us are banned from making that mistake. I shouldn't say the only way, but the most often, in a most common way. Really sweet strike down the rail.
To tie things up at 2, we'll be going on with this as Aloysius brings the balls over for John Dirac. Keep in mind, folks, these Pro Billiard Series events are run in conjunction with state championships to get the amateurs and the pros all together. In fact, some of the times, as I heard Jeremy say, like Daniel Schneider is a great example. He'll play in the events since there's the amateur events, since he's below a 720 Fargo. I believe anything over 720 is not allowed to play in the amateur events. So they'll play in the pro events. And there behind Aloysius is Sharik and Lihan. John racking the balls and getting ready for Mr. Yapp to break the balls.
All right, he's gone to the side rail, changing it up. Took a lot off the break there. Now that's what we see. No matter which side of rail you break from, 10 ball, they tend to cluster over towards that side you break from. So you can see just the 1 and 3 and a bare 10 on the left side of the table. And not only did he make a ball on the right side of the table, the 6 remaining.
Is that 9-ball throw in with a 6?
It's hard to get behind it very far. There's not a whole lot of room between the rail and the 6 there. If it's out just another centimeter, I think it throws in easily.
I think you're gambling with it at this point.
Yeah.
With the rail and the ball at the same time.
Okay. Now, I would want to play this off the 8, and if possible. If it's not possible, that's fine. But the reason being, that way, when I shoot the 4, if I have to break open the 6-9, I don't have the 8 impeding me getting to the 5
and possibly geting behind it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now
Perfect.
that may not be available, but
and everyone listening, that's great advice because that's forward thinking.
Yeah.
You know, you're thinking, okay, right now it looks pretty good. I'll do something with this here, but when you do go to break the 4, the 8-ball could really mess things up for you.
Yeah, and basically all it is think about it like this. The 8 ain't doing anything for you, right?
Right.
So let's get it out of there, basically, if we can. You know, if you can't, you can't. And the position he played here makes me think he can throw the 6-9 in at a light speed, George.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like to me he played to not break the 6-9 out.
So he feels like he can.
Yeah.
Light speed.
Yeah. And if he can't get behind it that much, again, he doesn't need to throw it that much, but he can't get behind it much. So still shoot at a soft speed. That gets the most out of it.
Oh, I didn't think he would fire it. I thought it would just roll it in. And
right, but he needs a little separation, right?
Between the 6 and the
cue ball. So
well, we'll get to see how he does this.
Did he get up enough to where the point's out of the way
to
get into the rail?
So.
It's close. I think he's going to hit ball first. I don't even think he's going to hit rail first. I think he can slide this up. Oh yeah, he could. Yeah. So how much did the camera fool us there? Looked like it was totally necessary to throw it, right?
Yeah. It just rolled right in, no problem.
Oh, he's going to the head rail here. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's necessary.
He just wanted to get off the rail, I think.
I think he's going forward to the end rail here. Yeah. Thought he would stun that out a little bit, but sweet stroke, though.
It's those little angles they see that we don't.
Oh, absolutely.
For 2 in a row, take a 2-1 lead. And we'll be right back after this 10-ball. look at some stretches for it. There's some special stretches.
Well,
Yapp to break. Leading 2-1 in the second set.
yeah, he started in the center, didn't like what he saw. Made some balls, but really not ones you can predict or ones you're used to making from the center. So now going to the side rail the last couple. A little spin on the cue ball there. Kind of flicked the 4 ball in. He may end up with a decent shot. Even if he's snookered, he's jumping at it.
You know, speaking about spin on the cue ball, remember when we saw, who was it that spun the ball? Tony Robles.
Yeah.
He spun the ball a couple times. I asked him about that after the match. I sat there, was that intentional? He goes, no, I just mishit it that bad.
Oh, okay. Well,
we didn't expect that. We thought you did it on purpose, and we wanted to know why.
Well, later in the match, though, he had a flatter cue ball, so
yeah.
kind of made me think maybe he didn't intend on that spin. But some do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's so many different variations on breaks, right?
There is. I just don't. I wouldn't understand what the high spin would do to the break.
Well, not the 10 ball as much,
Exactly.
but it pushes the corner ball in sometimes when it comes to 9 ball.
Ah.
Yeah, that spin does. You know, like say you have to use a cut break or say you're using the box.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from the side rail, normally you don't have to do anything. Your corner ball is going to go in, right? But from the center, though, it pushes that ball in. That spin does.
Now, see, I've been playing pool for about 55 years, and that's a first for me. That's awesome information. And that's a pretty smart shot right there.
Yeah, it may end up kind of dead, though, off the 8. It's real close, and Ernesto will recognize that for sure. Yeah, and it looks like just medium speed. Yeah, little draw's okay. May hit the end rail with draw. No, it went right on in. So, big shot for Ernesto. This is to get back in this match. I know it's only 2-1, but you can feel that Yapp is settled, right? He's not going to make big mistakes, or probably any mistakes from here. So I got to take this in the corner. Well, looks like he's trying to play the side. Side to me looks treacherous as far as the cue ball. He's got to draw to the side rail and then back up. So now he's going to end up a little long and a little straight.
A little straight. He's going to have to come back underneath the 8.
Yeah, that's right. So, and the thing is with this, you got to just trust the draw stroke. You put a little too much into it, he could easily draw this too much. Table draws nice. That looks pretty good to me.
There's not many things that gentleman doesn't do or does that don't look pretty good. He doesn't play enough is his main concern.
Top English back and forth. Watch out, 8 ball. Already got there. Oof.
Like you say, trust your skills.
Yeah. I'm sure he knew it was fine because he could feel the shot, but us watching it made me sweat a little bit.
It's funny how when you hit a shot like that, you immediately know if you're going to get there or if you should sweat it as soon as you hit it.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, you don't get the good side of the sweat usually. Meaning, like when you know it's there, you forget about it, it's over with.
Yep.
But when you hit it a little suspect, boy, you sure are sweating it the entire way. And then when you know you didn't get there, really, what an awful feeling that is. Yeah. Yeah, you're saying a few kind words to yourself under your breath.
Well,
or maybe a few not so kind words.
Well, wake yourself up. But this to tie it up at 2. And this oh boy, in this second set, is it going to get good for him or not? It got pretty good for him.
Considering it got great for him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what do you do here?
That's a good question. You'd play a trick shot and you skin it, you just thin it and kick the ball back in.
I might just kick it in the upper right anyways. I mean, the cueing is very difficult, right? That's why he's like measuring up some things. I don't know where he runs to get safe. I don't kick it in the near pocket where the 10's at.
Right.
I kick in the long pocket. Yeah, because your
Like
kick can be so
one-pocket
much accurate.
kick,
yeah. Your kick can be so much accurate. You can't fluke it in anyway, so it's all about accuracy.
Right.
Like when you play 8-ball, I see that a lot of times. People, they have to kick at a ball playing 8-ball, and they'll kick like 9-ball, 100 miles an hour, and I'm like,
no.
You have to call it an 8-ball, so you might as well try and be accurate with the kick.
The one thing about it though is it's closer to the pocket. That's what you know. When you mention the double,
it gives you a little more room for error, but how much more
room.
accurate are you going to be kicking the other way?
He's going to just thin it and run down. Oh, he went in and kicked at it.
I would have too, but I would have kicked at the other one because I'm facing right in front of me, 6 inches away, where I want to hit to come back into that 10. That's the only reason I would have kicked to the other pocket, I think.
Well, he's going to have ball in hand for this 10 ball and to tie it up. You know, the other thing I was thinking of when he when we got the camera angle and he had that for that kick shot on the 10, was thinning it real thin with a lot of right-hand English and coming all the way down because that ball's going to go to the rail.
Yeah, there was too much separation.
Too much separation?
Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to hold the 10 and be able to get the cue ball up. That's the only reason. Believe me, he would have done something similar to your call there if he had it.
It was only when I saw the overhead on it that angle looked. They made that shot look doable. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there was just about 1.5 inches or so.
Oh, if it was 2
that
inches,
much,
forget it. Yeah.
You know, now if he wanted to, he's lefty. If he was righty, maybe he could elevate the cue and masse it down the table and not move the 10 so much. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a bit of a trick shot and hard to do. But like I said, he's lefty. He couldn't reach it anyways. All right. Looks like 3-ball tracking. Ooh! Oh, what a sliver kiss on the cue ball that was to give up ball in hand. Wow. Boy, that was a shot right in the gut right there.
He's taken a couple. And his last TV match,
that one there was like, that ball came from absolutely nowhere. I hope we get another look at it here in a moment, as treacherous as it was.
Yeah, in his match against Shark, same thing. The rolls didn't really go his way.
Yeah, Charlotte played a pretty solid
He played
match.
real solid, exactly.
Now in a good position besides cueing over the 7 just a little bit. All right, cue ball back where it's at roughly now off of 2 cushions. Oh, that one jumped a little bit. That one boinged a little bit. I mean, he put a little more into it, but I saw it come off a little hot off that first rail.
I was just thinking about that shot when I was watching him line up for it. And on a slick table, I'm not sure if I wouldn't want to go all the way over and play it to the other side because of that 2 rails. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you would think you could hold that.
Yeah, no, it definitely, if you get a look at his face when he's, what his face looked like when that ball came off the first rail, you could see a little bit of a, surprise, right? So. Okay, he's got to draw it. This is where you just make sure you get the draw on the ball. That doesn't mean kill it, but you may catch a hair of a piece of the 6 coming out. Like that. And don't worry about it so much, right?
Yeah, he came out pretty good there.
Yeah. It's one thing if you have other congestion and you didn't have the other open pocket, right? But when you have that other open pocket, I think it's all about making sure that 5 goes down.
You've got it wants to get straight in on the 7 so he can just stop it perfect for the 8, and he has. And he'll stop it right for the 9.
Yeah. Ernesto with a 10 on the break to open this set here, and got a little bit of a roll, missing the 10 and not really leaving Aloysius much in the last rack. But man, what an awful kiss on the cue ball here in this rack. And then Yapp taking care of business.
Well, it's not out of reach, but he just has to get to the table for Ernesto Dominguez. Yapp completes these 2 balls and he'll be on the hill, leading 3 games to 2 after taking the first set 4 games to 1. And once this 10 ball is done, we'll go to commercial break and be back with the end of the set. Not in these big tournaments, but I think, and we're back at it here, 3-2. Aloysius to break the balls on the hill for the set and the match. Caught a kiss and sent the cue ball to the corner, but
yeah, he's got a little gap at the 1. He can make it in the lower left. Extremely difficult shot. Don't see much of an easy safety with what he has to view at the 1. Man, super tough here.
Where do you push to?
Probably between the 3-4, I guess, but that could, if you go a little far.
Yeah, he's just going to challenge him on the shot, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that part. I just wouldn't want to leave an easy safety. I mean, if he knocks this in and gets position, hey, great shot. Now, can he cut the 1 towards the 8 and go between the 10-7 to the side? You know,
exactly.
Cut the 1 and between the 10-7 and lay
I was
behind
gonna
the
ask
7.
you the same.
Maybe?
I was going to ask you the same question, but just a little different. Can he cut the 1 to? Well, he can't put the draw on it, so never mind. I was asking if you cut the 1 and come above the 7 and get under the 5.
No, I think it's level out. Put the 1 onto the 8, go between the 10-7, and then back behind the 7 using the 10.
He's going with the shot you just suggested.
Yeah, he doesn't miss many, this kid. Oh, he hit it firm. He's going to run it all the way. Nothing wrong with that either. A little more protection, you might say, in that kind of shot. He just needed to let it out a little bit. I didn't mind either, really. The 5's very playable here. Wonder if he's going to attempt it or if he's going to play the safety. Yeah, he played the 5. Nice shot.
Oh, and that is the 1 going to sit up for him?
I don't know.
Looks like it did. If it goes by the deuce, it sure
I
did.
don't think it does. If you look at the camera, boy, it sure looks like it's on top of it.
Yeah.
And not much love for Ernesto in this match overall. I mean, A little bit of breaks here and there, but could have used a little bit more. Is he trying to pinch him behind the 6? Maybe carry the 2 over a little bit?
That's exactly what he did.
Great shot. Good touch and a very difficult kick with the 7 being there. Not that hard to go by the 10 and hit this ball a couple rails, but
not with a 7 there. It's pretty
the
tight.
7's pretty tough. The 1 railer's almost impossible. He's lefty, so very hard to reach this. Yeah, he's looking at, is there a possibility of going around the 7 or something like that? I would try to reposition something, but there's not much on this end of the table to reposition, is there?
How about banking the 2 ball right on top of the 6?
He's just moving the 7, considering how tough the 6 is. He was trying to put it on the side rail.
Oh, okay.
I would have looked at, hey, why not just put it on the end rail? How's he going to get back off the 6 to the 7? It's not easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? 6 doesn't go by the 8. Maybe just roll the 7 on the back rail here and make Ernesto really work. Not saying he couldn't do it, but it would have been a difficult situation.
Well, this is what Ernesto needed. Let's see if he can right the ship.
He's getting a little straight-ish. Should be okay, though. He's got enough angle to come 1 rail, it looks like.
Straight down.
It looks like, anyways. And that's what I mean about moving that 7 to the bottom rail. Just look at now. You know, he's got to get from the 6 to the 7 back here. A lot different than where it's at now. And I understand what he was doing. He was trying to put the 7 on the side rail for a 7-8 combo. This isn't going to get it.
And he can't bank it either.
No.
Can he 3-rail this or 2-rail it?
You mean make it 2 rails?
And make it 2 rails.
In the side, you mean?
Yeah, in the side.
Yeah, you can. It is, I think, technically makeable for sure.
I don't know. I don't know. You want to shoot that?
Slow pull this ball underneath the 9, maybe, like he was trying to there.
I like this. Well, if he'd got under the 10, I like it a lot better. Well, I don't know.
We'll see if the 6 is makeable.
It might have worked.
He's going to size up the combo. I don't think that's on.
Because, you know, that 2-railer's a dead gamble. And you're betting the match on it.
I think he can make this ball. The 6 is shootable. He's going to have to use a little power to go through the ball a little bit. Meaning through the 10 with the cue ball, like you follow through the rack with straight pull with a nice high ball. Well, it looks like.
Oh, there's room.
Yeah.
Looks like there's room for it.
Yeah, it should hit the 10 a couple times here, most likely, if he hits it good. Oh, he kind of come. That's the first time I've really seen some body movement from Yapp.
From Yapp?
Yeah. Was a little unsure. You know, when we're unsure, we don't quite commit. So I've done that.
I'm surprised he didn't have the ref come over. Didn't have John Lehman come over for that.
I don't think there was much question there with those guys. This is touchy as well. Where are you going with the cue ball?
Well,
just a mild containing safety here. Nice shot.
He's going to go for it.
Well, he's calling
He's
it.
calling it.
There's a difference. In these rules, there's really no reason not to. He may go for it, but I think the safety is really what he's playing.
Yep. Just giving him a false sense of hope, I guess.
Well, some of the amateurs that may not recognize better may say, "Wow, that was way off." Not understand it under the rules we're playing.
That's very true. Would you try to put this cue ball behind the 8?
I think behind the 9 is the way he's got to go. The thing is, you got to be committed to not get the 6 all the way down. If you try to get the 6 all the way down, it leaks.
You got there.
Great effort.
Great shot.
But you see what I'm saying? If you try to get the 6 all the way down, you're going to let the cue ball escape, and That's that experience right there.
Put the emphasis on getting behind that 9. Just
right.
go all out.
Putting heavy spin here. Could knock the 6 by the 10, use the 7 as a snooker. Oh, he called it down there. He's not going to leave anything easy for Senor Ernesto Dominguez.
No, and the 9 ball blocks the 6. I have a feeling he's going to roll that cue ball up on that 8.
Probably. Takes a little cut to get the 6 by the 7, though.
It does.
So I wouldn't mind cutting and come back behind the 10 either, but I think the 8's the play. Yeah, nice shot. Nice shot. Man, if the 7's really got me cut off here, I may entertain the swerve shot here. I mean, it's not a big swerve.
Big spin off the side and catch the head rail, 3 rail kick?
Yeah, you want a 3 rail if you can.
I'm not sure how much of the rail he can see. He's going to put a lot of English on it, I believe.
Yeah, didn't get it.
Not enough.
So as far as being straight in, we're straight in setting up on a shootout. If Ernesto, he's got to win the set, of course.
He's got to win the set, but this is a good start to win the game and get the break to win it. Yeah, hill.
It's going to be a little hot. So he's going to have to work the ball, it looks like, from the 7 to the 8 maybe, rather than just having more of a stop shot. But
you know, it almost looks like things are slowing down on this table when you see the ball come off a little hot like that.
Yeah, the bed.
And it kind of, the bed looks like it's settling in.
Nice shot there.
That better be Wrigley's gum he's chewing.
Yeah, I would go back and forth. He's going top. Or no, now he's cueing a little lower. Yeah, I like this much better than top there. He may have wanted to be a foot closer, and I completely understand, but looking right down the barrel, he's in perfect angle here. Not too much where he could be flirting with the side pocket, drawing their ball. He's just absolutely perfect. So.
Oh no, that's way over. That's gone.
Yeah, and that's going to cost him the set in his tournament life. And I said that earlier on a draw stroke with Ernesto. Hey, you got to watch it. If you put a little into it, it can get away from you.
And there, all you had to do is just get below the side pocket. Just get past the side.
And that's the fear of maybe not playing as much. You know, am I going to draw the ball? So that'll conclude day 2, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back tomorrow at noon for more great.
Thanks for joining us.